as this awareness starts growing within you, you'll notice that you're able to see things that your family is unable to see. And I'll just speak to the family dynamics here, so I do get a lot of questions about this. But as this awareness is growing, you're able to see a lot of things that your family cannot see. And you're able to see all the stuff that they don't want to see. You'll start seeing things that they are suppressing, that they are avoiding, that they are running from. And your natural instinct is to start pointing at everything. Hey, look at that. Did you know about this? How about that? Can you see this? It must be because of that. You'll just start seeing that there's this natural instinct because it's staring you right in the face. It's right there in front of your face, but they can't see it because that awareness hasn't grown in them, you could say. And this type of way of talking about awareness is completely inaccurate. But for the sake of where this question is coming from, I'm going to answer it like this. So what do? You've awakened to this awareness, which then feels like, wow, it's like kind of someone turned on the light for you. And you can now see a lot of the things that you weren't able to see, yet they were always there. All the things that you're seeing in the family, the dynamics of the family, was actually always going on. It was just that you were unaware of it. And your parents or your brothers or your sisters, they were unaware of it too, and they still are. It's just that you're aware of it. So now you've got this instinct to start pointing at things that they are perhaps suppressing, things that they're avoiding, things that they are afraid of, things that they're running from. And what you'll start noticing, if you've already tried this, is the more that you're starting to point out these things and wanting to show them everything that they're afraid of, they're going to be closed off even more. They will close up. They will feel like you are threatening them, and they will start defending themselves. So that's there's this state of closeness. They're going to close off, right? Because they're guarding themselves. They're protecting themselves. They feel like you're a threat because you're trying to basically point at things that they are afraid of, that makes them uncomfortable, that they're running from. It's like, hey, this right here, are you running from this? It's right here. It's right in this room. And they're like, get it away. And they're running from it. And you're just pointing out, you're like, it's still here, actually. You can't actually run from this. It's right here. It's right here. Are you afraid of this? Don't tell me about it. I don't even want to talk about it. Are you sure? I'll try and help you. Let's get through this together. Right? They're just going to be, they're not going to take this how you think they would take it. They're not going to take this in the way that you would want them to take it. Oh yeah, perfect. One kid in the family became aware, and now he's going to teach the whole family of everything that they're suppressing, and they've got all these repressed emotions and everything that they're running from, and they're going to help emotionally heal this family. If you go about it like that, if you're not already the black sheep in the family, you're going to be the black sheep in the family if you go about it like this, because it's not taken very well by your family. You'll find that you're able to work in certain situations with other people, perhaps maybe other friends. Even your close friends aren't going to respond to this. It's almost better people that you don't even know that come to you for that type of help, because there's an openness that's required. When they're closed and all of a sudden you change, it's like already energetically they feel like something's off. It's like, give us back the old kid, he's changed, kind of thing. So energetically you can already feel that there's this kind of shift that happens. It's like, whoa, I can see stuff. And it's like, it almost feels like they know you can see stuff, which then makes you even more of a threat. And I spoke about this very similar topic in another video of how that you can see all the conditioning patterns and the programs that are running still, And let's say that there's just less that are, binding you. So you're kind of pointing out, well, that's just a belief. That's just a conditioning. That's just, your past. That's just all the stories that you're telling yourself. And you start kind of pointing all this stuff. It's kind of like your family now starts avoiding you, and they start running from you, and they start resisting you. You actually start becoming the threat. You start becoming something to be feared. So unless you want to be like that in your family, unless you want to almost get the kick out of the door, then, like I said, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying it didn't work for me coming about it, and I can see why it doesn't work. So it's more of, okay, so how do you go about this? So let me kind of give you an alternative. If you've tried that, like I said, go for it. Try it out if you want, and you'll start seeing. They're not going to kick you out the first time you do it. But you'll start seeing that you'll start getting this pushback, essentially. And I'll go into why you're getting that pushback a little later. But I'll give you the other option kind of thing. And the other option is, now that you're seeing more, because you're essentially you've become more of a light in your family. And it's kind of like the universe now has awakened, let's say, you with this awareness. It's like it kind of starts turning up the light, and you're essentially like a lamp in a very dark space. A lot of times as someone's awakening with this awareness, it's like, wow, I've been living like in a very dark place in this home. It's like, I thought we were normal, but it's like you start looking around, you're like, it's kind of insane, this family. It's really dark, right? So, well, that's why you're the light. You're the light. And it's kind of like you're illuminating what's there by just simply being there. It's just your presence. It's like you don't need to act like a flashlight and start pointing at things. It's more of like you're just like a lantern that's then illuminating 360, right? And it's just simply your presence that's needed. It doesn't need you to start pointing and teaching and start trying to force people to just feel that feeling fully. Come on, stop running from it. And it's like you're trying to hold them there, because that is coming from this place of judgment. It's coming from this place of separation. It's coming from this place of control. Although at the time it might feel like it's just like you're doing your best. It's like, this is like kind of like a superpower, and this is something that I need to like help my family with. It's coming from this place of like, I need to change them, that they need to be more like me. Right? It's very subtle. It's very subtle. It's coming from this place of they're not okay as they are. Right? So it's very tricky, because it's coming with the best intention, because it's like, now you're experiencing more lightness, now you're experiencing a little bit more joy, now you're experiencing more freedom, now you're experiencing a little bit more peace, now you're experiencing a little bit more freedom. I think I said that. But you're essentially experiencing that, and you just say, I want you to feel this. So I get it. It's coming from that place. But if we kind of are too kind of coming from it from like a masculine energy, too much yang, and we're kind of forcing, then it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. Whereas if we can just be more of that feminine energy and just simply be that open space. Feminine energy is about open, right? So you're just opening that space. For people to heal, it requires an open space. It requires a non-judgmental space. It requires allowance. It requires acceptance. It requires love, compassion. That's, if you really want to help your family heal, that's what's needed. Not trying to force things down their throat and say, hey, well, here's the tough pill to swallow, just swallow it, and you're just trying to force them to take your medicine. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well. Simply just being that light, just being that presence is enough. And just the more you're tuned to that presence, then it's like it starts turning up that light. It's like the dimmer knob or dial, and it starts turning it up. And it's like you don't have to do anything. It's like it just naturally, things start naturally sorting themselves up. It's like they naturally come to their own realizations. It's like then they can start seeing it, because it's like you just turn up that light instead of acting like a spotlight, right? And start pointing at things like a little flashlight. It's just, you just turn up, then it's like the whole room is illuminated, right? So it's just so natural, that instinction, that masculine energy. It's like, I just want to do. It's like, I got the superpower and I can just do. Right? Where it's, if we switch it, we're like, all right, well, like, that's kind of just how the mind is conditioned. I just want to do. I want to do. It's great. But here's the other option to try, is just simply just be the light. Just be the presence, which is that light, right? Just simply allow, remain open, accept. Just simply be that open, loving space that is compassionate. And you'll find that is the healing space for your family, right? And it's coming from a place of non-attachment, that if they heal, amazing. And if they don't heal, amazing. It's kind of like you're indifferent about it. It's you're open to the possibility, but you're not attached to an outcome. Because as soon as you start becoming attached to the outcome, you're trying to control it. You're trying to control things so that outcome is then met. And what you'll find is, when that outcome is not met, then you're going to experience a lot of disappointment, frustration, irritation, sorrow, sadness. You'll experience these type of things because you're trying to control it. But if you just simply be, and you're open to the possibility of your family healing, then great. And that's all that's needed. That's all that's needed. You'll also find early on, this is where I kind of found this experientially, that the more you try and push, right, this kind of push it down their throats kind of thing, that the more you push, it's like the more you're pushing them away. And it's going to feel like they're kind of making you the black sheep, and they'll kind of like not wanting to be around with you, or they'll close off, they'll stop talking to you. You just feel like something is just energetically different in the room. It's like this feeling like, all right, like they know that or something like that. It's like they just kind of feel that, like that intention, because it's coming from this intention of like trying to push, like this, like you got like some ulterior plan, right? Whereas if you just drop that and you stop pushing, then it's like they'll start coming closer, because you're not pushing. Energetically, you're not pushing anymore. You're not pushing them away. So then you'll find that you start, just because you're not pushing, you almost start feeling like just more magnetic. Like they'll just come. But you're operating, you could say, from this place of like non-attachment and just patience. It's like you've got all, your entire life for this to happen. And if it doesn't happen, so what? Right? It's kind of coming from that place where it's just, you're there, and you're there to help if needed. Not with this kind of like, I'm going to be like the healer of my family. I'm going to be like some like missionary. I'm going to be like, this is my thing, right? This is my new role, is to do this, right? It's not going to go good with your family, right? They've seen you, a certain way their entire life, right? This mental image that they've created, this projection that they've created, and then all of a sudden you change. You change and you like completely change. And then you're like this new kind of character, this new role doing this new stuff. And they're like, whoa, 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 like give us back our old son or daughter or whatever you are in the family, right? They're like, it just blows. They can't comprehend that change. Look, most people are afraid of change. They see that change, like, he's trying to change us. No way, I don't want to change, right? So it doesn't go good. It doesn't go good. But like I said, don't take my advice. Don't believe me. You try it out, see how it goes for yourself. But I've also presented another option and try that. And then, like I said, try option A, try option B. I don't know, find out, see if there's an option C. And then just let your experience, your direct experience, let that guide you. And you'll start seeing just how things naturally start unfolding. You'll kind of know this. There's this kind of inner, compass. Do you want to be at battle with your family all the time? Or do you want to live harmoniously with them? Right? And you'll start seeing like that will start guiding it. Right? That will start guiding those decisions. And you'll start seeing it. This is not really living harmoniously with my family. This is not oneness. This is not love, trying to shove something down their throat that they don't want at this time. They're not ready for it, perhaps. So it's just a more matter of like, okay, patience. And if they're open to it, they're open to it, and they'll come around to it on their own time, on their terms. And you're just simply there. And it's kind of like if they come knocking on your door, you're like, I'm here. Oh, okay, great. I wasn't sure that you'd come, but now that you're here, sure. What can I help you with? Right? It's like you've put your agenda to the side, right? And then now you're actually in this place of actual service where you're not serving your agenda, you're serving them based off of what they need and what they're coming to you for, right? Where you help them, you meet them where they're at, right? When they want it, in terms of whatever it is that they're wanting, right? That they just might have something, right? And you don't, they come to you with like a level 2 problem, let's say. You don't try and jump to the level 10 with them, right? They're just help them with that, right? It's like, you could see it as like, it's baby steps. It's baby steps. Someone who's awakening with this awareness, it's like they're used to kind of taking bigger steps. And a lot of those baby steps were already made long time ago, right? So it's like, there's more comfort. There's more comfort with, there's more, you're comfortable with change. Whereas like, they're not comfortable with change. So it's like just little baby steps. And you'll find that, your family that's really ingrained, you could say, in a lot of the conditionings, you can kind of like, just like I said, it's going to be harder to kind of change those things. So it's just little things. It's just little things. And it's just, your happiness doesn't depend on whether or not they change or not. That's the thing that you're starting to discover, that your happiness is unconditional. It's not depending on these outside circumstances, right? And you'll start seeing that just your natural radiance of that happiness is a total upliftment. Upliftment. It's probably not even a word. It just uplifts your family by just simply being you. So hopefully that helps. I'll see you in the next one.